Those slick road conditions left Lubbock Meals on Wheels in a real bind today after volunteers understandably called in concerned about the deliveries.
KCBD News Channel 11's Natalie Falkenberry spoke with the director of Meals on Wheels about how the Lubbock community rallied together to help.
For our volunteers, it's not just the roads, it's getting out to that doorway.
Icy weather can make those volunteers a little weary about running their routes. The executive director of Lubbock Meals on Wheels, Lisa Gilliland, says that's exactly what happened today.
Because some of our volunteers couldn't go today or they were a little unsure of getting out.
The clients who receive meals are usually elderly or disabled, so missing a delivery is not an option. Meals on Wheels took to social media to ask the Lubbock community for help. The response was overwhelming.
We've got more than enough help today. Everybody is calling in, they're sending emails, they're responding. Just the numbers are incredible.
Among all of the calls and emails was Brandy Wright. She says she saw the nonprofit's plea on social media.
So I saw it on Facebook and I thought, well, I can help. This morning I have some extra time, so I can help.
Brandy says by the time she arrived to Meals on Wheels this morning, plenty of new volunteers had stepped up.
Oh, they have enough drivers as of right now, but if someone doesn't show up, then I will be glad to deliver.
Wright says her mother volunteers regularly. After driving her mother to routes over the summer, she saw how rewarding volunteering is.
It does bring joy to us. It's very rewarding for us as well as for them to get their meals every day.
Lubbock Meals on Wheels is always needing volunteers, rain or shine. If you're interested in signing up, we will have a link at kcbd.com. Natalie Falkenberry, KCBD News Channel 11.